In May 2006, Tiger Woods was the most famous athlete on the planet. He had 10 major championships. He had hundreds of millions of dollars. He had the respect of every golfer who had ever lived. He had everything the world tells you matters. And then, in one phone call, he lost the only thing that ever truly mattered to him. This is the story nobody tells about Tiger Woods. Everyone remembers the trophies. Everyone remembers the red shirt on Sunday, the fist pump, the roar of the crowd. But behind every single one of those moments, behind every swing, every putt, every victory, there was one person. One man who made Tiger Woods who he was. And when that man was gone, the greatest golfer in history lost his way in a darkness that no camera ever captured. Before Tiger Woods was a legend, before the green jackets and the major trophies and the billion-dollar endorsements, there was just a little boy in a garage in Orange County, California, watching his father hit golf balls into a net. Here is something most people do not know. Tiger Woods never chose golf. Golf chose him. At 9 months old, before he could even walk, he picked up a small club his father had cut down, walked to a net in the garage, and hit a perfect shot. Earl ran inside the house and shouted to his wife. He said, "We have a genius on our hands." Earl Woods was not just Tiger's father. He was his first coach, his closest friend, and the person Tiger trusted more than anyone else on earth. Earl had served 2 tours in Vietnam as a Green Beret. He was tough, disciplined, and deeply loving. And from the moment Tiger could walk, Earl believed his son was destined for something the world had never seen before. Earl once said, and these are his exact words, "Tiger will do more than any other man in history to change the course of humanity. He is the bridge between the East and the West." People laughed when he said it. They thought he was just a proud father talking too much. But Earl Woods had spent his whole life preparing his son not just for golf, but for a world that would try to break him. He used psychological pressure during Tiger's practice sessions. He would cough mid-swing, rattle coins in his pocket, even whistle, all to teach Tiger to focus through any distraction. Other coaches thought it was cruel. Earl knew exactly what he was doing. He was building something that could not be broken. By the time Tiger won his first Masters in 1997 at just 21 years old, winning by 12 shots, the largest margin in Masters history, he ran straight to his father on the 18th green and held him for a long time. Not to the cameras. Not to the crowd. To his father. In that moment, watching them together, the world finally understood what Earl had been saying all along. Think about this for a moment. Tiger Woods had just won the most prestigious golf tournament in the world. The whole world was celebrating. Cameras everywhere. Millions watching. And all Tiger could think about was getting to his father. That is who Tiger Woods really was underneath everything. But in 1998, everything changed. And Tiger Woods was about to face something no major championship had ever prepared him for. In 1998, doctors told Earl Woods he had prostate cancer. Tiger was 22 years old. He had just become the most famous athlete on the planet. But suddenly, nothing about golf mattered. Over the next 8 years, Earl fought. Heart problems. Diabetes. Poor circulation in his legs. Surgery after surgery. And through all of it, Tiger kept winning. Kept dominating. Because every time he walked onto a golf course, he was playing for his father. Every single shot was for Earl. At the 2005 Masters trophy ceremony, Tiger stood in front of thousands of people with tears running down his face. He said these words, "This one is for Dad. Every time I have won this tournament, my dad has been there to give me a hug, and he was not there today. I cannot wait to get home and see him and give him a big bear hug." The crowd went completely silent, because everyone watching knew what Tiger was saying without saying it. He was saying, "My father is dying. And I won this for him. While he can still see me. While he can still feel proud." Tiger later said in an interview, "He is hanging in there, and that is why it meant so much to win this tournament. Maybe give him a little hope, a little more fire to keep fighting." He paused for a long time. Then he said, "I never cry in public. But I could not help myself. I did not know what was happening. But it just shows what he means to me." Steve Williams, Tiger's caddy for 13 years, said he had seen Tiger in every possible situation. Winning. Losing. Injured. Exhausted. nervous, fearless. But he said he had never once seen Tiger Woods look lost. Not until the day after Earl died. On May 3, 2006, Earl Dennison Woods passed away at his home in Cypress, California. He was 74 years old. The cause was a heart attack. Tiger was 30 years old. He had won 10 major championships. He was the most recognizable athlete in the world. And in one moment, he became a son without a father. On his website, Tiger wrote 12 words. Just 12. My dad was my best friend and greatest role model. He was an amazing dad, coach, mentor, soldier, husband and friend. 12 words. Because there are some losses that go so deep, no amount of words can reach them. What nobody saw, what the cameras never captured, was what happened after. Tiger went to the golf course. Alone. At night. And hit balls for hours in the dark. Because that was the only place where he still felt close to his father. Every swing was a conversation. Every shot was a memory. The golf course was the only place where Earl still existed. What happened next shocked everyone who knew Tiger. Because the greatest golfer who ever lived was about to completely fall apart, and the world would not understand why for a very long time. 6 weeks after Earl's death, Tiger played the 2006 U.S. Open at Winged Foot. For the first time in his professional career, Tiger Woods missed the cut at a major championship. It had never happened before. Something inside him had gone quiet. His swing coach Hank Haney later wrote that Tiger was completely different after Earl died. He started spending more and more time with U.S. Navy SEALs, joining their training exercises, jumping out of planes, firing weapons, running through obstacle courses in the middle of the night. Haney thought Tiger had completely lost his mind. But one of the SEALs understood exactly what was happening. He said Tiger wanted safe harbor from his grief. A way to prove something to himself. Or maybe prove something to the spirit of Earl, whose own military career as a Green Beret had never quite reached the level of the SEALs that Tiger was now training beside. Tiger was grieving the only way he knew how. By pushing himself past the point of pain. Tiger himself later said that 2006 was the worst year of his life. Not because of golf, but because every time he stood on a practice range, every shot he hit, every swing he made, he thought of his father. Because golf and his father were completely inseparable in his mind. You could not have one without the other. And now one of them was gone forever. In 2010, 4 years after Earl's death, Nike released a commercial. It was just Tiger's face in black and white, completely still, and the voice of Earl Woods playing from an old 2004 interview. Earl's voice said, "I want to find out what your thinking was. I want to find out what your feelings are. And did you learn anything?" The world watched in complete silence. Because everyone understood what it meant. Tiger was not listening to an old recording. Tiger was listening to his father. Asking him the same questions he had asked his whole life. And for the first time in 4 years, Tiger had no answer to give back. Years later, in 2019, Tiger Woods won the Masters again. His 15th major. His greatest comeback. A comeback from back surgeries, personal failures, years of struggling just to walk without pain. And when he walked off the 18th green, he embraced his son Charlie and his daughter Sam with everything he had. People who watched said Tiger cried in that moment. And nobody asked why. Because everyone already knew. He was thinking of his father. He was thinking about the 1997 Masters, when he had run to Earl on that same green. He was thinking about the hug he had promised in 2005 and the hug that Earl never lived to receive. In a cemetery in Manhattan, Kansas, there is no headstone. Just a quiet spot in the shade of a bush near a big red rock, where Earl Woods' ashes were scattered between his own mother and father. Tiger knows the exact location from memory. Because some places you never forget. Some moments stay in your body long after they have left your mind. Earl Woods never lived to see Tiger's 2019 comeback. He never saw his grandchildren take their first steps. He never got to give Tiger that final hug. But if you watch Tiger very carefully, in every major he has won, in every final putt he has ever holed, you will notice something. Just before the ball drops into the cup, his eyes go somewhere. Not to the crowd. Not to the camera. Somewhere else. Like he is looking for someone who is no longer there. People remember Tiger Woods for his swing. For his wins. For the red shirt on Sundays. For the way he changed golf forever. But the real Tiger Woods, the one behind all of that, was simply a boy who wanted to make his father proud. A boy who spent his entire life playing golf for one person. And who spent the rest of his life carrying the weight of a love that had nowhere left to go. Tiger Woods won 82 PGA Tour events. He changed the game of golf forever. He became richer and more famous than any golfer in history. But the real question, the one that nobody has ever been able to answer, is this. Would Tiger Woods have become the greatest golfer who ever lived without Earl? Or did he only become great because every single shot he ever hit was for his father? Leave your answer in the comments. Because I genuinely want to know what you think. And if this story moved you, if it reminded you of someone you have loved and lost, share it with one person today. Because there are many more stories like Tiger's waiting to be told. Stories the world has forgotten. Stories that deserve to be remembered. Subscribe so you never miss one.